So as I was looking through the scripture readings that you all had this morning, I was reminded from Psalms that we are to rule with righteousness and justice and defend the cause of the poor. Well, what does that look like? And what does that look like for me? Then from John, Jesus washes the feet of his disciples, and then he turns to them and says, this is what you all are supposed to be doing. You all are supposed to be going out and washing the feet of people. Again, what does that look like for me in the 21st century anyway? What am I supposed to be doing? And again in John, Pilate talks to Jesus, and Jesus says to Pilate, well, I came into the world to testify to the truth. Once again, what is the truth and what does that look like for me in the 21st century? Part of that means for me that I am to help with the Morgantown Community Kitchen, and that is why I am here today. I want to thank you all for allowing me the opportunity to speak with you about the kitchen, which is located on Willie Street in the Trinity Episcopal Church. Every Monday through Friday, we serve a hot lunch from 11 to 12:15. Our lunches are free, and we serve anywhere from 70 to 120 hungry people. It's kind of hard to figure out, well, are we fixing food for 70 or are we fixing for 120? Fortunately, we've learned how to be creative and to be able to do this. The kind of food we serve a meat, a vegetable, a fruit or salad, dessert, which is donated by by Giant Eagle. And I'd be lying if I said that wasn't a big, people really like the desserts. A lot. So, and we also provide something to drink, generally coffee or lemonade or something like that. But recently, the Mountaineer Food Bank had a big bunch of milk, and they were able to donate gallons and gallons of milk to us, which was great. We went through it very quickly. Milk is just not something we serve, and people loved it. They really enjoyed having that to have. So what kind of people come to the kitchen? Well, our patrons vary in ages. Some are children, but we mostly get children in the summer. There are certainly elderly that come. Homeless people come. Working poor, unemployed. Some people that come have some mental issues that just don't enable them to get a job or to keep a job for any length of time. And some of them are veterans who have their own issues. But they all have the same need. They are hungry. Who serves the lunches to these hungry people? We are fortunate to have volunteers who help pick up the food, bring it, and donations to the kitchen, prepare the food, serve the food, and clean it up. The cooking crew, those volunteers, arrive around 9:30 every morning to prepare food and serve it by 11. We've really got this down well. We know how to do this. And we do it well, I think. Generally, we have 4 volunteers, but we can always use more, and sometimes we don't have that many volunteers, so it's a lot of running around, but we get it, and we get it out for people. We do have 2 paid staff. One is a kitchen manager, and one is a custodian, but both of them are part-time employees to get not a big salary. And where does our food come from? Well, some of it we purchase. Some of it is donated by area restaurants. Some of it by grocery stores such as Giant Eagle. And some of it from generous churches and individuals such as you guys. I know a few weeks ago you all had a buckwheat cake meal for your Wells Wiles Hill community. And we purposefully prepared extra to give to the kitchen. I wish I had pictures to show you of how appreciative people were of the buckwheat cakes. It was West Virginia. It was a great treat for our patrons. They loved it. It was so filling. Thank you so much. And I hope you guys do it again next year. Really appreciate it. We purchase our food from the Mountaineer Food Bank, and we get it at a reduced rate, generally about 17 cents a pound. But most of our purchased food comes from Sam's Club, our other items, in addition to food such as cleaning supplies, plates, those kinds of things. Our funding comes from a few grants that we get every year, theoretically, and local churches and individuals. About half of it comes from local churches and individuals, and the other half comes from grants. I like to say that we get grants continually. There have been some grantees that have been really good and give us money every year, and some have fallen by the wayside. So we are always looking for extra money, not that I'm begging or pleading, but anything helps. And where does our funding go? Well, we spend it obviously on food, but we have other expenses such as cleaning supplies, paper goods, dinnerware. We pay for 60% of Trinity's utilities. That hasn't always been the case, but as other mainline churches, Trinity has their financial issues, so we are starting to pick up some of the costs for them. And that's going to strain on our budget a lot. We also have 2 part-time employees that we pay workers' comp, salaries, taxes, etc. Our food supplies are about 22% of our budget, salaries about 32%, and utilities about 25%. As you know, the kitchen began in 1984 when 6 local churches and synagogues got together to benefit the community by beginning a soup kitchen. Since then, we have grown tremendously. The kitchen provides a healthier community. We are able to take unspoiled foods, which go to feed hungry people, not into the landfills, and food supplies energy to sustain life. We also build leaders in the community kitchen when college students and young people come to the kitchen to volunteer. They gain valuable experience because for most of them it is the first time they would ever see life from the underside. What an experience, what an education for them. Many of them, it's the first time they've ever seen a homeless person, a hungry person, much less prepared food and served for some. So if any of you all would like to help in the community kitchen, I have some information back there in the trifold. Please pick it up and help as you are able. We are in need of people to volunteer during the time that we fix and prepare meals. We also need people to drive for us to get meals or to get food, those kinds of things. All right, so back to the scripture readings. When Psalm says that we are to rule with righteousness and justice and defend the cause of the poor, what does that look like? And what does that mean for me? And how do I act? Then in John, when Jesus is washing the feet of the disciples and says, you all are supposed to be doing that, again, what does that look like? What does that look like today? And what does that mean I'm supposed to do? Then also in John, Jesus talking to Pilate says, well, I came into the world to testify to the truth. Okay, what is the truth? Does that go back to the righteousness and justice from Psalms? And what does that mean for me? And what am I supposed to be doing? Well, I guess it kind of boils down to God's work, our hands. So I'm asking you, what does justice, righteousness look like for you? And now I'll take any questions if anybody has about the community kitchen. Glad to answer them. Yes, ma'am.
Another question? I think there will always be a need for community kitchen. But whenever I'm asked to donate food, put cans of food in the bag to people, I'm thinking, I should devote an equal effort and an equal amount of money to advocating for changes that will benefit people so that there's less need for community kitchen. But this is so nebulous that one does not know how, and there's health care, there's minimum wage, there's union busting, there are all kinds of things that impact poverty. So how can I carry out this practice of equal contribution toward creating change and giving food? Any suggestions?
You ask an extremely difficult question. Ace might be able to have some information with all the work he does in the community. And I'm not sure that for all of us it's the same. Again, I'm just one person retired to live here in Morgantown, West Virginia. I can't provide justice to the world. I can only do what I can here. And so for me, this is what it means today. And maybe 5 years from now, I might be looking at justice and righteousness and do something different. I can't do it all. I know I can't do it all. But if all of us work together, we can make change. But it's not going to happen overnight. And I think there will always be more people. There will always be hungry people. And we will, because we're human. Big answer, huh? Sorry. Yes, ma'am.
That's such an important question. When I was thinking about literacy volunteers, workforce West Virginia, so many factors that go in. But the question I have for you is do you have any way for school-age children who are in school and during the week, do you have any way for them to volunteer on the weekends, Saturdays or Sundays?
The kitchen is not open on Saturdays and Sundays. However, there is something called Circle of Friends. I think you all have participated with that in the past. And it's a group of, different groups of churches volunteer to serve on Saturday and Sunday a lunch at 4 o'clock. And for instance, today my church is serving the lunch at 4 o'clock at the Q, which is downtown on High Street. But I can give you information. I don't have it with me, but I can send you information about who the contact person is. But there is food on the weekends for people. And this is a great way for kids to volunteer. A lot of kids need community service hours. This is a wonderful way to do it. Any other questions? All right, I thank you very much. Please take a trifold, and if you have any questions, call. We'll be glad to answer your questions. If you see that you have some time to volunteer, we'd love to have you volunteer. And again, I thank you very much. You all are so generous and so kind. Please make sure you do a whole lot of bucket cakes again next year. Thank you.